everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm talking about tips for starting your own business. So if you're watching this, you may be thinking about starting your own business, or maybe you already have started your own business. This is more specifically for handmade. It might be beneficial to watch anyway if you're not doing handmade items. So we'll get right into it. So I think the first and most basic tip is have a vision and a plan. Know what you want to do. If you want to make art prints, for example, have some idea about where you're going to sell them, who you're going to promote to, who's your audience, who's going to buy those items. Are you putting them on Shopify? Are you putting them on Etsy? Are you just going to sell on Facebook? Are you not going to sell online at all? Are you just going to do markets or wholesale off to other small businesses around your area? So you have to make a little bit of a plan up. It doesn't have to be that extensive if you're only just doing it for a little hobby sort of thing. If it is going to be a proper business, or you think it might be in the future, definitely have a plan behind you and have a vision of where you want this to go. Because if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a vision about where you want this to lead, it's going to be really hard for you to continue to succeed on your journey to sell items online. And if you're just starting out, don't make excuses. Just jump right in. If you start saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week, it's going to keep being like that. You're going to keep putting it off and off and off. And that is something I struggle with as well, because I'm also starting another business and I just keep putting it off. I keep saying, I've got too much on, I've got too much of this, too much of that. You need to actually sit down and you need to do it. You need to get started. I need to take my own advice and do it myself. So when you first start, we want to brand ourselves. Branding is such a big thing. It really does make a difference. If you just have something that looks a bit tacky and not very nice as a logo, or if you just have not even a logo, it's not as professional looking. People are going to be deterred to buy from you. If you brand yourself and have a nice logo, it helps so much. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You don't have to spend like hundreds of dollars. Potential customers see your brand and they think, wow, this looks like a legit place. This looks really nice. They're gonna want to purchase from you. But if they see something that's not very professional, they might be deterred. You don't even have to spend money on it at all. Just make sure it looks professional in some way. You'll want to focus on one or two platforms. Don't try and stretch yourself out too far when you first start off, because it will get really confusing and just too much. Definitely go with Instagram or Facebook or both. I started off on Instagram. I think I got my Facebook maybe a year or two after. Your photos are so important. Your photos are just as important as your brand, just as important as your products. It is the main thing that people will look at. If your photos aren't very good, they're not going to want to purchase from you. Again, with the professionalism. You have really nice photos that are bright and crisp and pop. That's gonna bring customers in. But if they're dark and they have lots of intense shadows, if they're grainy, that's not going to be very welcoming to customers. So make sure that the photos you're posting on Instagram, photos you're posting on Facebook, photos you're listing as your advertisements, as your items that you're selling online, are nice photos, are quality photos. You don't even need to have a professional camera or anything like that. Just use your phone. I use my phone for all of my photos. I don't think I've ever used a camera for any of my photos, and they turn out great. Just make sure you have like a nice backdrop and really natural lighting. Try not to take photos in lighting that's from like a lamp or just your normal house lights, because sometimes they can throw like overcast colors and it gets oversaturated as well. Editing your photos helps a lot as well. I usually put my photos up between 50 to 100 brightness. I know it sounds like a lot, but because I use like white backdrops, it really helps pop the color. It depends what sort of aesthetic you're going for, whether you would edit them the way I do. Personally, I have more of a white backdrop aesthetic with bright colors. So I will turn up the brightness, turn up the saturation just a little bit, and either play with the warm or the cool tones to try and get it on a nice looking level. I'm not saying all my photos are amazing either. Like I literally just snap any photo. I'm just like, oh yeah, this looks all right. They don't have to be perfect or anything. Just make sure that they have a sense of unity to them. They look nice, they're enticing to customers, that people want to click on them. Especially if you're in a saturated market, if you have not very good photos, people are going to be deterred again to purchase from you. Try and understand analytics. It really helps, especially if you make your Instagram a business account. You'll be able to have like all these analytics and it will help so much. It says like when followers are most active, it says what posts are doing the best, and you can sort of figure out which posts are doing really well, which posts aren't. It does help a lot if you know what your audience wants, what your audience wants to see. When your audience interacts with your posts on Instagram, you're gonna get boosted from the Instagram algorithm, put in the explore feed, put in up people's pages. Definitely help you to grow if you have good content that people want, and you can do that by understanding the analytics. This is one tip that I wish I did from the start. I only did this year. Open up a bank account for just your business. Makes life so much easier. Doesn't have to be a business account or anything. I'm just with Commonwealth and I just opened up a new account and named it Madebytaylahrose. That's all I did. And now all my business transactions, Etsy payments, Afterpay, my Shopify, PayPal, they all go into that one account. It is so much easier to see if you're actually doing well, if you're making profit, if you have it all in one bank account and you're using that debit card to purchase all your items. You can visually see how much money you've got in there. Do it straight away. Don't wait 6 months. Do it straight away. It doesn't cost anything to open up a new bank account. Well, with my bank anyway. So just do it. Don't spend a lot of money when you're starting out. It's okay to have initial costs with your small handmade business. I personally spent $20, I think, when I first started 7 years ago, and that was just for some fabrics and some glue, and I already had some of the other things. Don't just go out and buy all the high-tech, newest, latest accessories and equipment, because, you know, what if something happens? What if it doesn't turn out the way you intended? Once you start making money, that's great. Go purchase the next best thing or the step up. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make money. And when you do purchase stuff, make sure you keep all your receipts, every single one, because at tax time, yes, you have to be taxed for everything. It will come in handy if you have all your receipts. You can download apps for that. I personally just put them in a box and wait a year and then take photos of my like 7,000 receipts. But it's not the best way to do it. Some people think that you can just do handmade and you don't have to declare anything and it's just like tax-free. It's not. You have to declare everything you're making. You want to know your legal requirements. If you need a council approval to be doing what you're doing, if you need different certificates, different testing, quality stuff, you need to do a little bit of research what exact area you're going into. Product insurance and liability insurance, very important. Get both, not just one. So don't just get market insurance, get the product as well. This one's pretty like easy, but I always make like little to-do lists because it just makes my life so much easier in like a book sort of thing, or like on a piece of paper, scrap paper, and I'll just write out what I need to get done for the week. It helps so much to just see everything, even if you have like a phone, just like put down in your notes what you need to get done. Another big thing is don't doubt yourself. Again, I have problems with this. If you doubt yourself, you're not going to keep going and succeed. You need to have confidence. You need to have motivation. If you're really serious about starting a business, don't put yourself down. Be so proud of your achievements and try not to let any negativity get in your way. And if things don't work out with your business or the way you're going, that's okay too. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means that there's another stepping stone you need to take to do better and achieve your dreams. So I'm just gonna reiterate some of my favorite tips that I just gave. So have a plan, good lighting, brand yourself, start simple, start a new bank account, and just have fun. Like when you start a business, a lot of people, yes, do it for money. But if you're really passionate about something and you love doing it and you wake up every day excited to do it, it's going to work really well for you. If you're doing something you don't like, if you're not interested by it, you're not going to have motivation to keep going. And I think that's what's made my business personally kind of steamrolled for the last 7 years, because I wake up every day and I think, yay, I get to make things. It's just something I love doing, and I'm just so excited for what the future holds for me and my business personally. If you're really passionate about something, it's going to help so much. So I hope you enjoyed these small tips for starting out. I hope they are somewhat beneficial for you. And if you have any other tips, please share them below, because I am building a community that is all for small business and helping each other. So I would love you to just comment below and share your own tips and own ideas, and just help each other out, because it is amazing that so many small businesses and young people are doing this. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a like and make sure you're subscribing to me, because I'll be having more videos like this in the future. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.